What's up guys, it's Tajae here, back with another Last of Us Part 2 informational video. And today I pretty much want to take the time to talk to you guys directly on your thoughts about The Last of Us 2. So if you guys actually didn't know, or if you're just unaware, over on my community tab I actually made a post where I was asking you guys for your opinions and thoughts on The Last of Us 2, whether those have to do with your favorite theories, anything you think about the characters, gameplay mechanics, the story, anything along those lines of just what you think about the game. What's awesome about this, I actually got over 50 submissions of messages, which is great, and I took the time to read them all. But of course, I can't put every single message inside the video, so just know if your message isn't featured in this video, it doesn't mean I don't like you. There's nothing against you at all. It's just the fact that I didn't want to exactly choose that one to elaborate on. But I did read every single one of them, and I appreciate everybody who took the time to write me out a message to go along with this video. Now without further ado, let's get right into the topics. So to kick things off, I want to start off with the message that we actually have from Nebula935, and he went on to say, "I'm looking forward to seeing how Naughty Dog will make us feel the anger that Ellie would be feeling, the same way they made us feel the way Joel felt about Ellie throughout part 1, starting with her just being cargo that we're smuggling, to her being our adopted daughter that we all love. I just hope they can have the same impact in The Last of Us Part 2. So I have to say, Nebula, I actually 100% agree with what you're saying here. The Last of Us 1 had an amazing story, and it made us care about these two characters that we went in to having no actual feelings for at all, since it was a new IP. We didn't know anything about these characters. We didn't even know we were going to like these characters, especially whenever they're giving each other shit. You're right. And then at the very end of the story, it turns out like we've grown this love for them and we want them to be safe and together. So, I think with The Last of Us Part 2 being a story about hate, like The Last of Us 1 achieved its love story, but The Last of Us 2 being a story about hate, I feel like we still have to go through those same feelings and same emotions. Otherwise, it wouldn't have lived up to the game's hype, because that's what the first game nailed so perfectly. So if they're going to make a sequel to this first game that they didn't have to make a sequel to, I feel like every single aspect of the game has to be hit just right. So I feel like if you don't walk out of this game with a sense of hatred in something, or at one point had a hate in something inside the game, honestly, I agree with you. It could be a failure in that sense. I'm not saying that you said that, but that's what I'm getting from, since you did say like you hope that we come out with some sense of feelings. And I agree, because if we don't, as I said before, it'll be kind of a failure. Now with this next submission, I actually very much resonated with this, because I did actually speak about this same exact thing in the past in some older videos, but whenever I actually go over this, I'm going to just only read the first half of it, because I don't want to do too much, and I already liked the first half of her message as it is. So coming from longtime subscriber Vega, she says, "I want to see how Ellie changed. How does she behave around other people compared to the first game? What does it take for her to trust someone? How far is she willing to go to get revenge? Why does she want revenge? I want really immersive gameplay that keeps me focused on what I'm doing, and I feel like that's something many games fail to do." Now, what I've always talked about, I've always wanted to know, is exactly how Ellie would play out in this game. Like, how is she as a person? Where is she mentally? Because we know in the first game, she's very playful, very optimistic, and always very witty, which I really enjoyed, because it shows like this sense of innocence inside a gruesome world. Plus, the character that we play as is already broken. He's very pessimistic, and he's very negative all the time, and oh, we got lucky. She was more of like the upbeat character of the story, which is nice to have. But we all know that David affected her. Like, we never really got to see optimistic Ellie again ever since like she had to kill David. The exact second that Spring actually started up, she was very distant. She didn't talk a lot. She didn't share or crack any of her usual jokes. It was just a very different vibe. Then very soon after, she went right into surgery. We saved her. We had a bit of a skip until we got back to Jackson. And even still then, she was very kind of like distant off, and she didn't talk very much. And it felt as if like Joel was, pretty much just exhausting the conversation, and he was trying to like get her to speak. So we never really got to see her be optimistic again. So we can't just boot up the second game and expect us to see that old side of Ellie again 100%. So that is great that you point that out. Like, I think that's really, really cool, because honestly, this game being about hate and not that love part, we might not have as much optimistic Ellie in this game. I feel like we will see optimistic Ellie, but I think we're definitely going to see the toll that the world has taken on her, especially with her going for revenge. And you also got to remember that the story trailer did show us that sense of like optimistic Ellie, but they very much put in place that this game is actually really dark. Like, anybody who watched that trailer know that you're not going to go into this game seeing a lot of happiness and butterflies. But if we actually touch on how Ellie would interact with other people, I'm hoping that we'll actually get to see her when she meets Dina. Now, I know this game works off of different time skips or whatnot, and I don't exactly know how this game is going to start, but I just hope that we eventually just get to see a point in time where Ellie meets Dina, and how she, you know, pretty much reacted and bounced off of her. That's my opinion. That's what I think. Now, Vega also stated she wants to know what the reason of Ellie's revenge is, and I have to say that's something that we all want to know 1000%. Do any of us actually know? No, not at all. Do we have a lot of theories? Yes, we do, and it's very fun to, you know, elaborate and talk about that. But we've already, you know, pretty much talked about a lot of different theories. So I kind of want to just jump into your next part of your message, which I really liked, and that's you saying that a lot of games don't have you focused on what you're doing. And I have to say that I can agree on that. I could very much agree on games not keeping you focused, but I have to say in the sense of narrative. I've played a lot of good games that have amazing gameplay. They're very fun, and I'm very immersed into the, like, you know, the gameplay of the game, but the story is a complete disconnect. And that's honestly, that was a lot of games in 2019. Days Gone, I was disconnected for a while. Control got me disconnected. Like, there's been games that I've played where I just think the gameplay is amazing and I just have fun playing it, but I just don't get grasped into the story. So I very much can agree on that. Vega, that was a very long message to cover, but you know, I appreciate the submission. It was awesome. But let's jump into the next one, shall we? Coming from Tristan Nicole, he says, really looking forward to seeing where exactly the story goes and how many timelines it takes place in, as well as how many characters we may be potentially playing as. I'm also really excited about the gameplay, the new animation system, the combat, and the AI, as well as how the gameplay would change when playing as Joel and the Mystery Woman if we play as them. I think it's all gonna be some next level stuff, gonna blow our minds, can't wait. Now I have to 100% agree, one of the biggest things I'm looking forward to in this game has to be the timelines, because I feel like even though this game, it's open for newcomers as well, it's very much so gonna pay homage to all the people who played the very first game, and we're gonna have a lot of moments where, you know, we're gonna resonate with it more than somebody who didn't play the original game. And we don't even know how many timelines there are. So I think it's really interesting to see how many they use and exactly what they show. And that's something that I'm very ready for, because I feel like it could bring a lot of twists and turns to our main plot as well. So yeah, that's awesome that you said that. I very much agree on the whole timeline part with our story. But just to clear up what I'm saying, I'm not exactly saying that the timeline is purely going to be used to pay homage to old things. I'm about 1000% sure that the timelines will also be used in, you know, current situations to explain Last of Us Part 2 stuff, but I feel like they pay homage to, you know, old fans with some looks of, you know, old things. I don't think they're 100% going to do it. If they don't, that's fine, but if they do, I'd be very excited, because I love stuff like that. Think of like God of War 2018 with the Blades of Chaos scene. Like that was really incredible. Now to touch on your saying about the characters, I've already went through and explained exactly why I think there's gonna be 3 characters in this game, but that was in like a 12-minute video. They'll be way too long to explain here, so I'm gonna leave a card to the top right now. You can go ahead and click on that video if you want to know why we're gonna have 3 characters in this game and exactly the proof behind why we're gonna have 3 players in this game. Definitely check out that video, very good stuff. Now to touch on the AI and the combat and the gameplay, honestly 100%, this is gonna be like no other game that we've played. Now I'm not saying that the gameplay is just groundbreaking, anything different. This gameplay of this game is pretty much like Last of Us 1 on some steroids. Like this game just plays like the first game. We just have so many more improvements on it, and that has to be like the AI. I'm really excited to see how the AI is, because as we know, them speaking to each other very intelligently and then making call outs as well as communicating by name, like it's just insane that they could do all this. And I'm really excited to see how this all plays out and how hard the game is going to be, because you already know I'm gonna be playing that mug on Grounded. As Tajae say, there's no other way. I'm gonna take Ellie's gun, pop him in the face, and have a field day, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the game is definitely gonna be next level. The AI is gonna be something insane that we've never seen before, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna set the standard for the future of games when it comes to AI intelligence, and I'm very excited to see how that plays out. Very excited. Now that's actually all we have time for today, but I want to give one more second for the best message that I got out of every single message, okay? This is coming from Joe Arndt, and he said, I'm just looking forward to playing the game in general and seeing what happened between the years past between Joel, Ellie, and Tommy, and I can't wait to actually play through the game in general 6 more months. I don't care what nobody says, okay? I don't even gotta answer that. I don't care what nobody says. He wins. I said get very descriptive. This guy said what he said and then said it backwards. This guy's a legend. You are a freaking legend. You're smarter than everybody in this freaking chat. Your IQ's higher. You stated what you had to say, and then you stated it backwards to get me to read it, and you're a genius. But yeah, that's all we have time for to discuss today. Let me know down in the comment section below how you like the style of video. I will be doing more of these if you guys want, so we can have more things to discuss regarding The Last of Us Part 2, since there's not very much to go on anymore. So I want to give you guys the board, let you guys talk, and I'll put you up on video and I'll just go off of what you guys have to say. But I want to let you guys know right now, be ready for Ghost of Tsushima high quality content. I'm going to be dropping bangers on that game. It's going to be very exciting stuff. And yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video. It was a lot of fun creating this and going off of your topics. I hope we could do this again in the future. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you could drop a like on this video for me, I really appreciate that because it does support me, as well as subscribe to the channel if you're brand new with post notifications on for more daily high quality content. And I'll see you guys next time with another banger.